everybody, this is Richie from the Metal Cell podcast. I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by Roy from Greyface. How are you, Roy?
I'm good, how are you? Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. It's great. And of course, my co-host Danielle. Thanks, Danielle, for jumping in as well.
How are you getting on?
So, Roy, you're the singer of Greyface, and you have released a brilliant single, I must say, Underground Star. How was it received so far? What was the feedback like?
So far it's actually just been incredibly positive, which is fantastic for us because we'd actually planned to release right as COVID hit. You know, we had a release party, single launch, kind of all planned out. And then the first lockdown came and, some delays came in, and then, we had to kind of come back and consider things a bit. So it took a good while. It's been quite a while since we released. So for the first release back, I think we're all really satisfied so far with the reception it's getting from everybody. And, a few cool write-ups. We got the Hot Press write-up, which was fantastic. And we were lucky we got on RTE2 FM as well.
I saw that,
which was really good, great for us. After being gone for so long and, having no shows for over a year and whatnot, it can get a bit tricky for a band to kind of keep a ball rolling,
Oh, absolutely.
But I feel like this really, helped us finally getting the song out. It was really beneficial for the group, and we're all really excited now to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, like many bands, you were sitting on it for a while then, I presume. Or when did it come to fruition, the actual single?
Well, it's funny because the song itself is from maybe like 3 or 4 years old, I'd say.
Oh, okay.
And it's been fairly much the same. And we had it recorded in we recorded it in Black Mountain Studios. Fantastic studios, such a great place with guy James Darkin. We went up and recorded that with him around last year, like a year and a half ago or so, I'd say. And that was nice for us, finally get in and to actually record it, because it was one of those songs that got a great live reaction.
Yeah.
And it was very much so like a live song.
Definitely.
So yeah.
Yeah, it has that vibe about it, Danielle. We like
100%. The intro, all right, definitely. You can definitely see that getting a crowd going. And did you play that song at Wacken then?
We did actually play that at Wacken. We've always used that song as, a closer to the set live. That's always kind of like the last song we play. And that audio actually at the beginning of the single is from the Academy 2. And that was 2019, if I remember correctly.
Wow.
And that was a good headline show. And we kind of had the intention, like I was saying there, we wanted it to be a live song. So have that feeling of a live song at least. So having that little clip at the beginning of kind of like the atmosphere that you would get at a live concert with it, I think helped kind of, was good revival for the band to come back with, good kickstart and anyone who'd been to a show as well before would kind of recognize it. One of our shows would recognize it because it's been a song that we've just played consistently throughout the last, few years.
Yeah, excellent stuff. Let's have a listen to it here then.
I'm not a motherfucking rock star. I'm not a motherfucking cock star. I'm an underground star, motherfucker! She only likes the fucking lost ones. Bigger than his bullets, bitch, this baby's got a shotgun. Thriller for the pain, igniting, you might just get it right. me free. Tongue-tied now, mind, tell me who you wanna be.
Man, that's such a great LA vibe off it as well, isn't it, Daniel? It's just that kind of real big sound. I'm getting real great American vibes off it.
Yeah, really like Rob Zombie kind of.
Yeah.
Something that really gets
Velvet
the crowd
Revolver.
going.
Yeah.
Love Rob Zombie.
Velvet Revolver. Yeah.
Yeah, but Velvet Revolver as well. That's really cool that you say that, because when we were making it, we were trying to figure out, because I feel there's with kind of all the songs, it kind of ends up being a mix of one person kind of thinks it sounds like this and the other person kind of thinks it sounds like this. And I actually was always like, I kind of see it as like a glam song, like it's kind of inspired by that like 80s glam anyway, like the LA scene, like Sunset Strip.
Yeah, you got that in the sound. And again, the video is very interesting as well. There's a lot of theatrics along with your costumes and face as well. Is that a part of the band that's important to you?
Yeah, very much so. It's very much like that ritual of going on stage and letting loose in that way. And it really helps each of us individually, I feel, to kind of bring a lot more character and entertainment to a performance, to a show, because there's a lot of shows you go to and it's the band playing and that's amazing. But I just feel we're in, a kind of time period where people want a bit more, they want something a bit more exciting that they can go home and talk about afterwards, or, tell a story about it that they're entertained effectively.
You think of Ziggy Stardust and David Bowie, for example. They're two different personas, but like a visual treat live.
Yeah, exactly. And I love Bowie and Rob Zombie as well. I was actually lucky enough to see him at Download, I think 2 years ago now. Just incredible, so much energy, and like amazing performer as well.
Yeah, he's fantastic live.
You saw him at Bloodstock with me, Daniel. Were you at that Bloodstock?
No, I wasn't at that one. I seen him at Copenhagen, and I seen him at Hellfest as well. Really excellent live.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. And the other bandmates, they our bass player, he always said, this sounds like Underground Star. He said Rob Zombie when he heard, like when we were recording it, because we were trying to find those, and I was thinking 80s Velvet Revolver stuff, and the other guys, it was like a nice mix, because you have that kind of industrial mix with a bit of glam and mixed with a bit of other stuff as well. So
so tell us about your other bandmates and how did you get together, Roy?
Well, I met Sean, or Icarus, he's our guitar player. I met him taking photos for band he was playing with, like, should be like five years ago now. And we just kind of, hit it off after that. And I was, playing in a few other different bands, doing a few other different, things at the time. And once myself and him kind of got together, we really just kind of set off for a few years and had, a mix of different lineups with amazing other musicians and stuff. We were just kind of really grateful with, our current group. We had our drummer, Corey, or Elu. He kind of joined in then after a while. And then finally we have Oshin, or Evra, who's our bass player, who came in, more recently, and he's all together. It just finally found, we finally found the kind of pieces that we needed, where everything was working how we wanted it to, and where everyone is completely committed, and we're all the best of friends as well. We're like a really tight-knit group, which is fantastic for us, because it just helps with the music, helps with the chemistry.
Yeah, I thought you were a 5-piece at one stage. I saw pictures of 5e.
We were. Our good friend Louis, he a producer and whatnot. He kind of left to go follow more producer roles. Incredible with synthesizers and stuff like that. But still something we very much are excited about, using the synthesizers, more electronic sound as well, mixed in with what we already have. And I think our next few releases, even following this EP, will definitely shine a bit more light on that.
Yeah, and was Afterlife to Ashes, was that a previous incantation of the band, or?
Yeah, so Afterlife to Ashes was Greyface originally, when it was Sean, Corey, and I. So that was, and ATA was around for I'd say we did ATA for a year or two, and that was much more, kind of straight up metal band. It was maybe less risky, but I felt like that was maybe beneficial in the long run because we kind of got to trial and error things, see what works and see what doesn't work, and same with live. We still did makeup, but in the same vein there, we learned what was good and bad makeup by doing that, like rubbing our faces with Snazzaroo from the art and hobby shop, and then like actually buying makeup now, so yeah.
And like, how valuable was the Dublin scene when you were starting off, to, I suppose, to find your way? Had you a lot of gigs, or were they kind of, had you to go to colleges, or were you playing in bars, or what kind of?
Well, it was kind of mixed because, when we were starting off with ATA, it was a lot more difficult because we were a lot younger. It was harder to get those all age groups, all age shows, And I think we actually got the headline for one of the final all ages shows in Fibber McGee's.
Yeah.
And it was a massive, successful show for us back in the day. It was like Halloween or something. And it was just, the right time and a good place. But when we first started off, it was more difficult for us, I feel, because we were a slightly younger band. A lot of the metal bands, the harder bands are like a little bit older than us.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I mean, we did get gigs straight off the bat. This Place Hell, who were, the Devil Wants Her Swagger back when we started off.
Yeah.
This Place Hell gave us like two or three gigs, I think, when we first kicked off, and helped us with support, and they were a band we really respected, and a lot of time, we have a lot of time for. So back when we initially started off, I'd never forget that, them giving us the gigs and us just being like over the moon excited because they're so good, and we were just starting out and stuff. So I really liked that kind of camaraderie I think you can get on occasion in like rock metal communities. People kind of band together in that way, and it was really great for us as a band starting out that we got help from bands around the scene and Fibbers and all that, as we kept playing. Whelan's, massive place that we love going to. We played in Whelan's, I'd say. Playing Whelan's the most out of the Dublin venues anyway.
Wow. And it's not a conventional rock venue as such. It's more, I suppose, you'd see kind of more trad bands or kind of solo artists playing there more so, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was nice, and it's kind of cool for us because I feel we since we're we just try our best to mix our sounds together. It makes a bit more leg room for different kinds of audiences as well, I feel.
Yeah,
especially with stuff like that, even playing Whelan's and whatnot. It's come to our benefit that we have hip hop elements or electronic elements as well.
Yeah, you're accessible to a wide range, really. Like, you're not really pigeonholed into one. Like, you have to support this type of band, which is a great advantage to you. You can definitely reach a wider audience that way.
Yeah, I think so. And as well as that, if you maybe listen to Greyface more than visually see them, then it's a whole different concept again, which is great, Yeah. So, and what about the college scene? Because it's a thing that kind of we're always trying to figure out, is there a scene there that heavy metal can mine in relation to getting people interested and going to gigs? What's it like up in Dublin? Have you encountered much of that yourselves?
Within college, it's funny you say that. 'Cause I was in UCD, the last 3 years or so. And although it's there, occasionally I never really found any metal bands there. There's definitely a lot of bands, and quite a lot of rock bands. And maybe I'm wrong because it is a big college, so I could very well be wrong on that. And I met like a lot of other very talented, musicians there. But with regards to metal, it's a difficult one because I wish there was more in a way, or a bit more diversity in that way, just within the music. And I feel like it's more so a matter of time, because even if you look at, you know, mainstream artists now, more mainstream artists now, and just the music in general that's coming out today, I feel it's becoming less and less over time. You know, it's becoming, I'm just thinking how to word this properly, but I would say it's becoming more more open to different ideas within the sound. Like even I don't know, Billie Eilish, for example. There's elements within her music that you can tell are inspired from genres that aren't, you know, what it is exactly that she's playing. And I think people are kind of catching on to that more. Even, you know, the whole SoundCloud rap scene. It's almost like rock and roll now from, you know, what it was like in the 80s, just, you know, in a different kind of view, a different kind of light. So I think if things keep going the way they are, I surely hope that, if not now, that there will be within that college group, you know, that college group, to get people excited and interested in. And it's certainly something I would like really love for Greyface to do in the same way that you see bands like Bring Me the Horizon doing, in a way that it becomes more of a entrance for people who don't know as much about it to get into it.
I'm wondering as well, with college life, is a lot of it to do with trends, and also you wouldn't see the traditionally dressed heavy metal fan roaming around the college. They've changed drastically. I wonder, is there an element to that as well, that just they're not in the in crowd, or they'd actually hold back saying that they love heavy metal more than anything else? I'm just guessing.
I don't know. Like, I personally, when I was in college, I was always wearing metal t-shirts, and I knew a few others that were always wearing metal t-shirts. And it wasn't like it was uncool to be listening to metal, that kind of thing. But I suppose, just to kind of back up your points as well, Roy, with Italy winning the Eurovision, like that's another kind of mainstream thing that's after coming in. That's kind of metal. So it's so yeah, maybe it's going to turn. Maybe we'll see it coming back kind of more mainstream.
Yeah. What did you think of that band? I can't even remember their name now. I think it began with D, I think. Did you see that performance, Roy?
Eurovision. The Eurovision one, Maneskin. Yeah, that was fantastic. I was actually, you know, I'd never watched Eurovision before, and I feel like I'd usually be the first to kind of jump on it and be like, I you know, just shit on it, just Eurovision. But I was so impressed and surprised, and watching the last kind of 5-10 minutes of it was just so incredible, because it was really tense, and I was really hoping they'd win, because it says a lot that all the community votes went to them, you know. I think that is like, and they were saying, you know, it's a victory for rock music, and it is. I really think it is. I was, you know, impressed. Was happy to see it. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus, it certainly put it to the fore of people's minds anyway, for a topic of conversation for even a few days, you know. Yeah. I just want to talk as well about your producer, James Darkin. He's worked with The Waterboys, Fun Loving Criminals, Bitch Falcon as well, Paolo Nutini. He's got a wide range. How did you come across him?
We came across him through we met at a concert, kind of led us on to him, and we met with him in town, and we just had, you know, conversation with him, and his solo music's so especially cool. You know, it's a very industrial, electronic, industrial, kind of heavy electronic music. And that's, you know, the ideal thing that we were thinking of, you know. That's kind of a lot of what we had, like a lot of what we were writing was kind of on that level. So yeah, we met with him, and he just really got behind the band, and he was very good at kind of getting stuff out of us, you know.
Okay.
Extra things that you wouldn't think of necessarily. He was very good at, you know, while we'd already be recording something, you know, like for example, a guitar part or something, he'd say, you know, try this, and then you know, there'd be excitement in the room, and it would kind of build up, and then you get more stuff. It's like, oh, why don't we try this? Then why don't we plug it into this? And then, you know, as you want it to be in a studio. Yeah. And he created a great atmosphere and all. It was a fantastic experience.
And as a vocalist, how was your experience working with him?
Oh, I had a great time working with him. It was cool for me because we set up a kind of booth, the vocal booth. The way in the studio was it was kind of in a corner, but you could close the doors in there and like literally curtain it off. So like we curtained it off and we hit all the lights and everything. So we had like complete, just mood for the whole time. And he's really behind that because he really likes that, because that kind of thing as well. I felt anyway, because it helps you, it helps bring out things in you that you want to be in the recording. Because you want it to be the best it can be. And you got to do what you got to do in order to do that, I feel.
And was your parts the last to go down?
Yes. So we recorded last. I recorded last at the vocals, and it was cool because we could kind of chime in and out whenever we wanted to do it during the day. And we were staying over there for the week, so get a load of stuff done, chill out, and use all the game consoles because they had like 6 or 7 of them.
They're so important.
Oh, they are like old. Like it was like an old Atari there, like a GameCube. Whoa. Oh, it was amazing.
Jesus. And then it was sent off to Jordan Silva then in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is that a connection through James again, or what happened there?
It's actually a connection to our bass player. I think he'd been kind of researching online and looking around at different guys, and we'd just been kind of, trying out different mixes and stuff for the songs because I suppose we had the year with COVID where we weren't gigging or anything, and we had to delay the songs. We kind of wanted to go in and just really make sure that we wanted everything to be exactly how we wanted it, and so we just tried a load of different people, and Jordan's mixes are really crisp, they're really clean. The drum sound is really nice, like loud, effective, and the guitars nice and punchy as well, which is just what we wanted. So he did a great job, and he'll be working on the other stuff as well.
So like, I know you probably want to keep some stuff back, but in relation to the whole recording experience with James, how many songs were you working on while you were there?
So we were on 5 songs.
5 songs, okay.
5 songs, which was, a great experience for a few days we were there. And we kind of prepped up everything that we wanted to do beforehand. We had obviously done all the prep for the studio. But it's hard to describe how great it is actually seeing it coming to life in there, because you never really know. Like you can play it 1,000 times and make as many demos as you want, but I feel like you never really know until it's you've just done the bits in the studio and you go back and listen to it and it's raw and you can hear it. And that was a great indicator for us, And
was there any difficult songs there that you had to change, or were you comfortable enough with the 5?
We didn't really have to actually. Well, now that I think of it, nothing that we were unhappy with that we received in the studio, because I feel we had intention with everything we wanted to do there.
Okay. Yeah.
But with now, we're kind of still adding stuff. Like we ended up adding stuff to the songs this year, messing around with some synthesizers, different sounds, just making sure that everything when we do go to release it is polished and exactly how we want it to be.
I suppose, like again with Underground Star, the backing vocals again elevate the song as well. Yeah.
Those we got 3 great backing singers to come in with us, and that was only more recent, and that was kind of something that we were messing around with the idea of and being like, it was an idea from quite a while ago, but I just thought it would really kind of give the song even that just extra, spice, just a bit more attitude, and a bit more character as well. Makes it more and made sense in the subject of the song as well. So that was a more new thing. So there was kind of little additions like that we were putting into the songs over the last year or so.
Yeah. And again, I suppose with the lyrics of Underground Star, they're not exactly radio friendly. They're perfect for us here in podcast world.
Yeah.
But
we have one clean version circulating around.
Okay.
Some radio. But
so like the one lyric that stuck out for me was "Cut into the dead, she only likes the fucking lost ones." Are you the main writer of those lyrics?
Yeah.
Yes.
So within the band, I do all the lyrical kind of end of stuff, the vocal end of stuff.
Okay. And what about that lyric there itself? How does it tie into the song?
I suppose the whole song is kind of the whole song is really just reflecting on that kind of I don't know how to word it properly, but I would say that there's the character that I'm playing or that is being played out in the song, is what you would imagine to be the kind of stereotypical idea of a rock star, like a niche rock star, or someone even more so who maybe thinks that they are. So someone who's, you know, egoed up, and even I tried to see it, at least when I was making the song, I feel like it's more so like ironic half the time than it is intentional. Yes. Because, you know, it's like that first line being like, she only likes the lost ones, like, oh, only likes, you know, someone who's broken, this broken rock star person with this big song, but it's not really a big song. It's an underground star. You're not a rock star. You're a nothing star, you know. But I feel like with that line particularly, it's kind of poking into that idea of the like casual sexism, casual kind of everything that you would get kind of layered underneath a lot of rock music that's always just kind of been there and people just pass off. And I think it's I at least tried to do it in such a way that it's not a kind of in-your-face statement, not a political statement. Yeah,
you have to be careful these days, man.
Probably,
It's the typical like, oh, I can fix him type of thing.
Yeah. All sorts like that, you know.
Yeah.
But the whole song as a whole really is just kind of poking fun into that that cliche that's just so overdone all the time, you know. But at the same time, trying to give it some weight underneath it. And
as well as that, man, you're an Irish band that are doing it stylistically wise and theatrically wise really well, isn't it, Daniel?
Yeah, definitely. It's like when I seen the video and I seen photos of you first, I wasn't expecting that sound to come out of you as well, which was really refreshing.
Thank you.
And no, it's really unique to the Irish scene as well. So really excited to hear the rest of it, actually.
Yeah, it's the last thing I'll say as well about the song is that it kind of serves as the end of the EP, the selection of songs we're going to be releasing. So it's like the closing track, and the songs before that give a bit more weight to, at least lyrically, to the content of the final song, to Underground Star. So they try to shape it in some way.
Excellent.
Is it kind of a concept? So a kind of a concept EP?
Yeah.
Cool.
Not a to the T concept, like a like it's not a strict story kind of concept.
But there's characters kind of inhabiting. Is there characters inhabiting the songs?
Really cool.
Explaining trying to like explain the songs in a way through the characters. Yeah.
And Roy, have you got a manager, or are you managing the band yourselves?
More so ourselves, a lot of it, as it currently is, going down to our bass player, Oisin. He's doing just an unbelievable job. But there's definitely people that we're, we've been conversing with on and off. And people that, good contacts and stuff, just building up names and good people to have around us who we want to be around us. And you always, of course, have the best interest of the band in heart. Yeah.
Well, it's a small enough scene in Ireland anyway for someone that you could encounter. Name probably would be either really good or really bad amongst such a small scene and such a small community. It's where it gets difficult, is like where, say, a record label in America comes in free, or England or something like that, and then you really have to figure it out for yourselves.
It's difficult because there's it's kind of hard to make the right decisions. I feel within the music, just as the industry in general, because you never know who you can really trust, because I feel like the whole system overall with labels and everything else, it can be difficult for artists. It's hard to push through. But I also think it's if your music's good and you work hard, then
You'll
things
get
are
your
possible.
shot, yeah, 100%. You're dead right here, especially as I said from Ireland, because such a small scene, and a band like yourselves are doing something completely different and fresh sounding as well, which is very important,
Thank you.
So future plans. I mean, there's restrictions being lifted slowly. Have you got any idea of release dates and maybe a tour or something like that? Now, if you want to keep it quiet yet, it's no hassle too.
Without saying too much,
Yeah.
Can expect another song, come next month.
Excellent.
Which is very exciting for us. And then hopefully again the next month. So we'll see how that goes. We have a show that was only announced yesterday now, in the Grand Social, and that is in October, and that's going to be that's with MCD, and we're very, very excited about that.
Is that with yourselves alone? Is it, and another 2 or 3 bands?
Yeah. So as of now, we're going to be announcing the support closer to the time, but support we're
class.
also very
Okay,
excited
excellent.
That's
It's
awesome.
one venue I haven't been to the Grand Social.
I've never actually been to a show there. I've been in there once or twice now, but never for a show. So I'm excited to go in.
Yeah.
Sound and everything.
Danielle, have you been?
No, I've never been. There's been a few metal acts there in the last before COVID kind of thing. So it'll be interesting to see.
Looks like an interesting place to play live, actually.
Yeah, it's a nice location as well. It's a good spot to be in the city, I feel. And it's a while away for us now, so we're really going to be pushing sales on that. By the time it comes, long overdue, I feel. Performance, live show.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, who knows? It depends on my shift, man. But if I'm off, I'm going to go up. Simple as that. A great excuse to get up to Dublin.
Yeah,
it's been a while. It's been too long, actually. Anything else, Roy, you want to add about Greyface to people that say mightn't have heard of you?
I would just say, check out our Instagram. Every time we're posting up a lot on there. Recently, we're putting up all kinds of different clips. Trying to keep some regular content going up, not just stuff strictly related to the EP, other kind of little bits of entertainment if people are looking for something to do. We're under Greyface Official pretty much everywhere. By that, no, just that I'm really excited to keep releasing some more music, and I'm delighted that you guys enjoyed the song.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And thanks a million for coming on the show in regards to all your fellow bandmates. So thanks, Danielle, as well. Yeah, so you've been listening to Roy from Greyface, singer of Greyface. Their new song is out called Underground Star. Keep an eye on them because there's an EP coming down the line, and I think fair play to them. They're doing something different, and it's exciting.
Nice. Good luck, Roy.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, so you've been listening to Richie in the Metal Cell. Hit that subscribe button if you like the show, and talk again soon.
Best of luck, guys.